All right, good evening. I'm Frankie Castile for today's talk, KWOC. If you don't mind, we're just getting started. So if you don't mind, in the comments section, just needing to know if you can hear me okay before we get started. This is the first actual video that I am doing solo. So just if you don't mind on the comments section, let me know if you can hear me okay. We're also doing this on YouTube as well, youtube.com/River Radio PB. Awesome, awesome. So you're going to see me look to my right. I've got literally two different computer screens going at the same time. Awesome. So if you don't mind, hit the share button for me if you don't mind. We want to reach as many people as possible. You can ask questions on this chat, and I will do the very best I can to answer them. Now, I want to go over a couple of things here real quickly. And what we want to do here. I've had the opportunity in my 10 years at River Radio to cover floods. We've covered several snowstorms. Of course, you probably recognize me from sports. We also do the live road conditions with Barker's Towing when we get snow. And yes, I've already spoke to Vernon Barker about this. We are planning on once again going out once we get some winter weather in the area. We will have some opportunities coming up here very soon. But the main thing we wanted to do here, or at least I wanted to do anyway, is I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what we can expect or what we possibly might see. Now, once again, I'm in no shape or form predicting the weather or making a forecast. I'm just giving you the information that we see from the different types of weather models. And I want to be able to get that information out to you accurately, the most accurately I possibly can. And of course, we want to keep talking about it because coming up next week, with the exception of the snow coming in possibly, we're going to see some really cold temperatures coming up starting this weekend, and it's going to be a prolonged period of time. So we just want to make sure that we give you the information. And I know a lot of folks have nowhere to turn to for accurate weather information, and we want to be that source. I want to say thank you again to Nathan Maurer at PB Realty. Of course, he jumped on board as soon as we pitched the idea to him. So this is called the PB Realty Hometown Weather Center, and we're going to go over a lot of different things here today. So let's begin. If you don't mind, hit that share button for us, and you can ask questions along the way. And let's go ahead and let's get started. We'll get started. Actually, let's do 60 more seconds, and we will get started. Let me check some of the other comments here. All right, just checking all. Hey, Lori, thank you for tuning in. Shirley, Jessica. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Morgan, appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and we've got a lot to go over here. So here we go. Whoops. All right, so as you can see in your first slide here, the biggest thing is we're going to be talking about maybe a little bit tonight. We're going to have some strong winds. Of course, we've all known about that for a couple of days. But the big thing is, here it is, the snow, possible snow. Now, these messages, by the way, came from the National Weather Service in Paducah. That's why we're going to read them out loud. That's what they're confident in saying. I've been working very hard with them over the last couple of days to get the accurate information out. But as you can see, coming up on Friday, we're going to have a chance for rain and snow. And right now, most of it looks like it's going to be mainly rain coming in. However, on the back side of the low, we're going to be talking about that coming up a little bit as well. We will be talking about the chances for seeing some snow on the backside on Friday night. And then here's what everybody's going to focus on. But I want to tell you, bitterly cold temperatures is the main thing here. But coming up, we're going to be talking about this possible winter storm Sunday into Monday. Not my words. They are being used by the National Weather Service in Paducah, as you can see here. Right now, as of Tuesday evening at 3:37, there is a low to medium confidence, 25 to 40% chance of at least moderate impacts in our region. But that's not the main story. the main story here on what we're talking about is going to be this right here, and that is the dangerously cold temperatures that we're going to be seeing coming up. Very cold air is expected to move into the region coming up this weekend. It's going to be behind an Arctic front. Temperatures are going to be dropping to about zero, possibly even in some areas below zero. We're going to go over that in just a moment. We're talking wind chill values anywhere from -10 to -20, and that's going to come up on Monday night into Tuesday morning, possibly again Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So those are the keys that we're going to be talking about here today. And like I said, we want to make sure that we get the information out to you as quickly as we can. And we're still a few days out from this all unfolding, but I figure the more we talk about it, the better off we're all going to be. And like I said, if anybody has any questions, I will do my very best to make sure that we answer those questions. We've covered a lot of events over the years together, and this will be another event that we're going to cover together. And these little briefings that we're doing here, I'm coming to you from my house. So, my family has been gracious to let me use the house. I prayed about this for a long time to kind of see if we should start doing this. And my family has kind of pushed me in this direction. They think I should do it, and I want to do it. And I think that, this will be a good opportunity for us to kind of communicate together and try to help you out as much as I can. So yeah, Matt, I am broadcasting from home. That's how passionate that I am when it comes to this. And obviously hypothermia is going to be a big deal, and we'll stress that a little bit later on during this video. So let's go ahead now, and what I want to do is let's go to our first weather model, and this is the GFS weather model. This is starting today at 6 o'clock, so a few minutes ago. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it in the motion, and I'll stop it a few times so that way you can see. And this is one model. I want to reiterate, this is not a forecast. I'm not predicting the weather. I'm just showing you what the models are showing us and how tricky these systems are. So let's go ahead now. We're going to go ahead and go into time. By the way, Wednesday and Thursday looks to be pretty good right now. Wednesday and Thursday, both no issues weather-wise. This is Friday at midnight. We're going to have a lot of warm air coming in Friday. So we're going to go ahead and we will stop this right here at noon on Friday. We're going to see that front moving in. Some of the latest guidance is suggesting that we could see a little bit of snow on the backside. Not really anticipating a lot of accumulation from this system on Friday. However, we will see possibly a little bit of snow coming in on Friday, but that is not the main event. What I do want you to draw your attention to is you see how tight these lines are here in Missouri. That's something to keep in mind. Now we're going to fast forward it to about 6 p.m. So if the cold air gets here fast enough, then we will see some snow on the backside. That's the most important thing to keep in mind. But not going to see a lot of snow. It all moves out of here, and you can notice, you might be able to see, depending on what you're watching us from, you'll see these blue lines and how far south they go. That just means that the cold air has moved all of our area. So now we're in the cold. And I'll get to just how cold it is coming up in just a few moments. All right. So what everybody's talking about, what are we going to see coming up on Sunday? What are we going to see Sunday night into Monday? So this is, I'll stop it right here. This is Sunday at noon. This is the latest GFS model. It's one of the models that we use, or they use. It's not the main one, but this kind of gives you an indication that something possibly is going to be coming in on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And I'll put this into motion. So I'll stop it right over our area. That's at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Now, let's go ahead. Before we go any farther, I want to go right to the temperatures on Sunday at 6 p.m. So let me go to one of, okay, so I'm going to get to Sunday real quick at noon. I'm going to switch the screen on you for just a moment, just so you know. Okay, so this is what you're looking at here is the temperatures for Sunday and this will be about noon. So if we start to get snow to fall coming in Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, look at the temperatures. You can see Poplar Bluff, 19 degrees. You can see in northwestern Wayne County, 17 degrees. Maybe toward Malden, 24 degrees. Northeast Arkansas is going to be in the upper 20s. This would all be snow if this is to happen exactly like this. But once again, these are going to wobble somewhat over the next couple of days. But this gives you an idea of what they are thinking could happen. Temperature wise, it's going to be very cold. I'm going to go forward just 6 hours and look how cold it gets. One model, but you get the idea. Look how cold it gets coming in on Sunday night at about 6 p.m. We're talking 10 degrees above zero in Butler County. We're talking lower teens in Northeast Arkansas, maybe 15 degrees, a balmy 15 degrees, maybe in the Boot Heel. And then if you're traveling north, if maybe you're going north, you're seeing the temperatures 4 degrees above zero around St. Louis, maybe 1 to 5 toward Springfield. So that's the temperatures as far as Sunday evening at 6 p.m. This is Monday morning at midnight. You see that big blob of -0 degree weather starting to move in. This will be Monday at midnight. 3 degrees in Butler County around Poplar Bluff, and then 2 degrees maybe up around the Piedmont area. So I'm going to switch one more thing here. I told you I'm looking at multiple computer screens, so bear with me here. If you don't mind, also hit this share button for us. I see we have a lot of folks watching right now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. But this is Monday morning at midnight. Now, I want to go back to the weather model we're looking at here when it comes to potentially snow. And I want to switch screens for just a minute. I'll get back to the temperatures in just a moment, I promise. Now, this is at 6 p.m. on Sunday night. You see snow across the region. I'm going to fast forward that to about 6 a.m. on Monday. Okay, it's gone. It's out of this. It's out of the area. That is one model. There is another model that we use, which is the European model. It is basically very similar to what this is showing. And what I do want to do here is I want to go, I've got so many screens open here. I want to go, there it is. I want to go and does anybody want to know exactly what these computer models are spitting out when it comes to maybe this is not accumulations, but maybe what it's saying that we could get in this area? If you want to see that map, I will put it up on the screen for you, but keep in mind, it's not our forecast. It's just a model, one model showing what or how much snow we could see in the area if this all were to happen exactly the way that we are talking. So if you want to see that map, let me know in the video chat and we'll go ahead and put that up on the screen for you. In the meantime, let me get one more thing here. Let me go right there. It is right there. All right. So, hey, Tim, I appreciate you, my friend. You should be here doing this with me in the house because your job is very tough. I always make fun of you, but your job is a lot tougher than what I give you credit for. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on the screen for you. This is the European model. It's a high resolution European model. And this is once again just saying that if this were to line up exactly the way that we're saying it could, which obviously there's a lot of time between now and then, it's going to wiggle back and forth. I have seen some models that are showing this to go a little bit farther south. Some are going a little bit farther north. You get the idea of what we're talking about here. But let's go ahead and let's talk about what we possibly could be seeing coming up. This is valid snowfall. This is first off through Friday night about midnight. So as you can see, not much snow from this Friday system. We're talking maybe 1/10 of an inch. So as you can see right there, not much. Even though it's trending a little bit snowier, not going to see a whole lot of snow right here. Now, watch what happens when we get into the Sunday night, Monday time frame. Okay, I'll stop it right here. Now, this is, once again, this is not my prediction. This is not me saying we're going to get 6 inches of snow. This is just what the model is showing that we could get in our area. So, that being said, one model, now the GFS is showing a little bit more, and I'll show you that run here in just a moment. But this is what it is showing for Southeast Missouri, the Boot Hill, Northeast Arkansas. Lesser amounts as you get north of maybe Greenville. But keep in mind, we're still, 3-4 days away from this system. So we're going to see a lot of changes as soon as more models come in. It becomes closer to the area. We'll see exactly where that low pressure sets up. So that's one model, and that is showing, around 6-7 inches is a good number to at least say that, it's what it's showing right now. So do not take that for stone at this point in time. A lot can change. Let me go back to the GFS model, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let me go to a different same map here, just GFS model, and I want to go to what it's showing that we could get snowfall wise out of this system coming in on Sunday into Monday. Okay, so let's go through. This is the GFS model. Now this is through, let's do Friday first. Okay, Friday. Okay, so Friday, it's showing, the GFS is showing we could get maybe a couple of inches out of the system on Friday. Not buying it. You shouldn't buy it either. I'm just showing you GFS has a tendency to overdo things a lot. So this is the GFS. Now, when I put this into motion for Sunday into Monday timeframe, this is showing 6.6 inches. So really, in reality, it is very similar, believe it or not. And once again, the GFS usually does a horrible job of putting way too much snow in. But the European model, the GFS, it's kind of on the same page. The only thing different is the European model I just showed you a minute ago, it had heavier amounts to the south. But in this model, they've got it a little bit farther north. That's why I say this could change very easily. Tomorrow night, we could be looking at this and it could be completely different. I don't think it's going to be different, but it could be a little bit different. That gives you an idea that whatever falls on Sunday into Monday, it's going to stick to everything. It's going to stick to the roads. It's going to stick to the trees. Everything in between is going to be so cold. So that is the snow breakdown as far as what we could see coming up Friday and then again on Sunday into Monday. I don't want to go too far past Monday when it comes to winter weather. It's so hard to predict as it is. And really, Monday time frame is still a little too far off, but you get the idea. If you've got plans coming up next week, odds are it's going to be interrupted by snowfall, and we could see a good helping of it because most of us have not seen snow this year. But the other thing I want to get to, and by the way, if you have any questions on the snowfall, the timing, when it's going to come in, feel free to ask us on the chat, and I will do everything in my power to get that information to you. I'm checking 3 different screens at one time, so bear with me here. Very unprofessional, I'm sure. Okay, sorry, just making sure that I've had some people message me saying it looks great. Yeah, Lori, and that's one thing I did want to say. I've been talking to Vernon Barker from Barker's Towing, and we have both agreed if we get snow coming in on Friday night into Saturday and then Sunday night into Monday, we'll be doing our road conditions coming up for sure with Barker's Towing. So we'll be out there in the tow truck. He'll be driving, I'll be filming, and we'll give you a bird's eye view of what's going on here across the region. So, we do this for you guys. So that way, if you guys can stay home off the roadways, we want you to do that and be safe. We'll make Vernon get out there in the dangerous stuff, and I'll make him come pick me up. All right. So the other thing I wanted to get to, and this is maybe one of the biggest deals, and that is the cold temperatures. Now, we talked about what they're going to be. I'm going to switch the map on you for just a minute. You're welcome, Candy. No problem at all. So this is the Canadian model when it comes to the temperatures. And I think the Canadian model, believe it or not, it does a really good job of handling Arctic weather or Arctic cold better than the GFS and the European model. Now, this right here is, I'm not sure if I buy this 100%, but it gives you an idea of how cold it can be. And I will tell you, some people may say, well, Frankie, my apps are saying it's going to be in the 25, 30 degree range. Apps handling Arctic air are complete junk. It's not going to happen. My app shows it's going to be 35 on Tuesday, and that's not even remotely possible, as cold as it's going to be. So I'm not saying that it's going to be around zero all day on Tuesday or Monday, but I'm giving you an idea of how cold it's going to be. Before I go to I'm on the Canadian model. I want to back up for just 1 minute. I want to show you something that I think kind of sums up everything. And I want you to see just how cold and where this Arctic air is coming from. This is, you can see, when you see the Barney looking colors, that's when you know that cold air is coming down from Canada. So you can see that the cold air on Friday at noon, it is, back well west of our area. Now watch what happens when I put this into motion. See how it's coming down the ridge there? Nebraska, Kansas, western parts of Missouri. This is at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Watch as I get into Sunday at noon, 6 p.m., but then I get into Monday night, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. You see how that Barney looking color is right over the area. Those are frigid air temperatures. That's the map I really wanted to show you. This right here, what you're looking at, that is, and I'll just show you what this is. This is, when I go in to our state, Missouri, these are temperatures below average. So, for example, let's say this is Tuesday at 6 a.m. The area could be 35, 36 degrees below average. That's what this is. I'm not showing you the actual air temperature. I'm just showing you what the models are suggesting that the air temperature could be, and we're talking well below average. That is Arctic air that's going to be in our area, and it's not going to leave. It's not going to be a one-hit wonder. It'll be here for a couple of days. So keep that in mind. That's what below average temperatures look like with this Arctic air on Monday night, Tuesday morning, and really even into, this is Tuesday, this is at noon, still showing around 30 degrees below average, still 6 p.m. And then that really cold Arctic weather starts to move out a little bit by Wednesday at noon, but still going to be about 20 degrees below average, even when that Arctic air moves out. Okay, let's go back to the Canadian model because I want to get to something here. So the Weather Service in Paducah, this is how I'm very confident what we're saying is accurate, because the Weather Service in Paducah sent out some information a little while ago, and it was talking about temperatures being below zero Monday night. Well, as you can see here, let's put this is noon on Monday. We're showing 6 degrees in Poplar Bluff, 7 by 6 p.m. Let's get into midnight on Tuesday morning, 3 degrees above zero. And then boom, 6 a.m. Tuesday morning, here it is, -6. The Weather Service is showing -4. Not far off. Not far off at all. And these are not wind chills, by the way. These are actual temperatures. Not saying that it's going to be -6 in Poplar Bluff. I'm just showing you how cold it could be on Tuesday morning. And as we go forward in time, Tuesday for an afternoon high, it's going to be between 4 degrees and 8 degrees possibly. That's what this model is showing. Now, I know some of the big weather stations, they're saying it's going to be, in the teens, and that very well may be the case. But from what the models are showing, this is one of the colder models. The GFS is kind of on the warmer model. It's showing 10 degrees for the afternoon high on Tuesday. So we're not too far off. So if you think it's cold now, wait until on Tuesday. And then we put this into motion. Once again, Wednesday morning at midnight, could be below zero again. And these are actual air temperatures. These are not wind chills. I'll show you that in a minute. And then by Wednesday at noon, we're talking a balmy 17 degrees for a high, or maybe 20 degrees for an afternoon high by Wednesday. And then it just stays cold. We may get above freezing once again, maybe by Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So let me back this up. Now I want to show you the wind chills. And these will knock your socks off. Okay, so here we go. So this is Sunday at 6 a.m. Wind chill, 15 degrees here in Poplar Bluff. Let me go a little, there we go. 14 maybe around Malden, 19 up around northwestern parts of Wayne County. Okay, you see this line right here. You see all those minus wind chills coming down the pike. Let's put this into motion now. This is noon on Sunday, just around St. Louis. 6 p.m. Sunday, still not made it in just yet. Boom, Monday morning at midnight, we're talking 5 degrees below zero wind chill, just a wind chill. And that's not even the coldest. Minus 12, possibly Monday morning at 6 a.m. A lot of the area could be in the teens, minus teens for wind chills. The Boot Hill of Missouri, minus 16, minus 17, minus 13 around Wayne County, 12 in Butler County. If you want to go farther east, maybe in the 20s possibly below zero around Cape Girardeau County, Scott County. That gives you an idea of how cold it's going to be. And the wind chills, by the way, on Monday won't even get above zero. This is Monday at 6 p.m. We're still sitting at minus 1 around Butler County. And then Tuesday morning, minus 7, 6. Maybe by Tuesday at noon, we're going to get wind chills above zero before they plummet yet again. And here's the coldest I've seen so far. Wednesday morning at midnight, minus 16 in Poplar Bluff. I'm sorry, minus 19 rather, 6 a.m. on Wednesday, January 17th. That's the coldest that I have seen wind chills, at least forecasted through these models. Shouldn't say forecasted. This is the coldest wind chills that we have seen surfacing on these models so far. Whew, a lot of information to go over. I know it's a lengthy video, and I apologize for the length. As you can see, we have lots of stuff going on. So what we'll do is open this up for questions. If you have any questions, I've done a horrible job going over the chat, by the way, and I apologize for that. So I don't know about warming stations just yet. Saw a question about warming stations, and that's the next step that I'm going to do on my end, because a lot of folks right now, they're really focusing in on the snow. And what I want to do is tomorrow I'm going to spend most of my day contacting various counties, Butler County, also the surrounding counties like Carter County, Ripley County, Wayne, Stoddard, the Boot Hill, Clay County, Arkansas, and finding out, what they're telling me as far as warming shelters, if there's any plans to have some warming stations open somewhere in our area. And that'll be the next video that we go over. That leads me to my next question. What I was going to do is maybe not do a video tomorrow, just because the information, you've got it here and you can kind of take this and digest it, but maybe do another video coming up on Friday if you think it's helpful. If you think it's a waste of time, let me know. I don't have to do one again. I want to help in any way that I can get the information out as accurately and quickly as we can, because we're in for some pretty rough weather. And we're not talking about a lot of snow, but if we will get temperatures like this coming in, this weekend, next week. If we get the snow, it's going to make things pretty unbearable. We're talking some pretty significant traffic impacts coming up. And then you have the cold weather on top of that. We're talking, I don't want to use the terms busted pipes, but this reminds me of February of 2021. It got so cold that we were talking on the radio about making sure that you did things ahead of time so that way you didn't have busted pipes. And this is what we're going to be doing. Brittany, great comment. And I'm not even to the animals yet. I've got 3 dogs, and guess what? All 3 of my dogs are going to be inside. I've got a dog that's about 13 years old. If I put her outside during this cold weather, she wouldn't make it. So whether I like inside dogs or not, she's coming in, and I already know that. So make sure and check on your animals if you can. Check on your neighbors. I talk about on sports, I talk about Grandma Jackie all the time. We all know who Grandma Jackie is. And believe me when I tell you, I'm going to be checking on her a lot coming up over the next several days. So check on your neighbors, check on the elderly and the pets. That is a very, very important thing. Matt Phillips, absolutely. Keep those faucets dripping at night when it gets this cold. Make sure your outdoor faucets are covered. That's a great way to keep your pipes from busting. And that's what we want to be able to, I'm sorry, do what? Do what? Oh, my wife says she's already done that. She's already covered the outside faucets with my help, by the way, just so we're clear. I helped. No, I didn't help. She does a great job. But we're going to go over it. My wife is trying to help me on this, and I appreciate that. We're going to go over a lot of this. A lot of folks says they want to have more videos. We're going to have more videos as long as you don't mind me coming to you from my house. I could do these in the office, but honestly, I like being able to come home. And some of these weather models that we're going over, they don't come in till 4 o'clock anyway. And it gives me time to come home, have dinner with the family, and kind of look at all these. I don't want to start something and not know what I'm going to talk about, if that makes sense. So that's why we did it at 6:30 here tonight. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in literally the entire length of the video. And I hope that we've covered a lot of information that maybe you had questions about. Hopefully this is a good start. And I want to do everything I can to get the information out to you as accurately as we can. We will have, I can tell you now, I'm pretty confident in saying this, that we will have impacts travel-wise coming in on Sunday night, Monday. I'm not really sure about Friday night at this point. That's why I'm going to switch the slide back. Possible winter storm on Sunday and Monday. That is what we're talking about. And then we're going to have that brutally cold weather. So once again, we're not trying to scare people. We're not trying to misinform you. We're just wanting you to understand what's coming so that way you have a lot of time to get ready. By no means am I saying rush out tomorrow and buy all the milk and bread. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we do have some inclement weather coming. If it was just the snow, not a big deal. We can get through the snow. But it's the cold weather that we're not used to. At least I'm not used to it anyway. In my office, I've got 2 heaters that go all the time. I may have to get a 3rd heater by the time Monday comes around. So it's just going to be very cold. We want to make sure that you have enough time to prepare and you're not caught off guard. So once again, thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that, my friend. Hopefully I made you proud tonight. Tasha, yes, check on the elderly. And we will do another video coming up. We will do a video. What do you think? Thursday? You think Thursday is okay, guys, to do another video? I think tomorrow that'll give a couple of days to go by. And by Thursday, maybe we might have maybe some snow accumulations by Sunday or by Thursday, rather. What chance? Friday. Yeah, we'll oh, my son, he's my boss. He's telling me what I should and shouldn't do. He's a big weather nut more than I am. So this is his dream to do this. So he's just too bashful to get over here and talk on the camera. So yes, Thursday for sure, we will do another video. And once again, a big shout out to Nathan Maurer at PB Realty Hometown. They got together with me this morning. He met with me, and he was so excited about doing this. And he told me whatever he can do to stand behind this product, he wanted to do it. So we are calling this the PB Realty Hometown Weather. We want to be your hometown weather, and we care about everyone that's in our listening area, all the counties I mentioned earlier. This is for our people here, And please share the video. Let Nathan know how much you guys appreciate him at PB Realty. And we will do another video coming up on Thursday. And I'm telling you, more than likely, I'm clearing my calendar. We're going to do more videos coming up this weekend, especially ahead of the winter weather. And then once we get into the bone chilling temperatures coming up on starting on Friday night, really going to be lasting all the way through about Wednesday. So thank you again for watching. God bless you. Thank you for letting me come into your home tonight. You can go back and watch the video, share it for me, and please leave your comments or questions in the chat feed. And we'll do this again coming up very soon. Thank you, John. I saw your message. Appreciate that, my friend John, or my boss, John Rice, who's obviously a big fan of what we are doing as well, stands behind me 100%. So have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and be looking for our next video coming up as early as Thursday. And we'll make sure that we put it on Facebook as well when we're going to be doing another video. But if something does happen before now or before then, and we need to do a video, we'll make sure and do it. And I can promise you that once we have more details this weekend, I've already been told from area law enforcement, they'll be contacting me as well. And we'll be able to pass on any information that you need to know right here live directly to you on Facebook and on YouTube. Once again, thank you again to PB Realty Hometown Weather. They are sponsoring these series of videos here. Appreciate them. And we will see you back here coming up once again on Thursday night at around maybe 6 or 6:30, depending on when we get everything in and analyzed to pass it on to you. Good night. God bless you. And we'll see you back here on Thursday.